We are in this village right here. A young girl offered to take me on a tour of the village. It's her village, but I did not want to get hung up that long in this village. And I'm inside somebody's property, just inside. We've said hello. They make weaving. I think they may make paper. They make cooking oil. They may make lacquer work. I don't know. But this is a person's homestead. Looks very neat. You chop on this?
And grass and corn.
Grass and corn?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Peanut plant and cutting.
Ah, yes.
And sesame plant cutting.
Yes.
For the animal.
Good, thank you. This is a family home where all the work is done, so...
This inside for the animal eating.
Oh, this is for animal food. We make sesame oil here with this kind of a press.
Here. Buffalo for the cow. Around.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
The oxen?
Yes.
Yeah. How this works, an oxen or a Brahma bull gets attached down there, and then it walks. Now notice what it's going to do. This shaft here pushes against this,
same thing.
and that's attached there, so this whole thing moves around like this, causing this pestle to move inside that. And then down below, oil is formed, and then she pulls out this little thing right here, and the oil comes out. What is this for? Oh, for weaving.
Weaving.
Hmm? So notice that part from there to there is creating the string. Then when she's got it made, she pulls it forward and it winds it onto the spindle.
Seconds, that's over there.
Right.
They are long one.
Oh, and there's a long one there, yeah. Yeah.
This one, put inside the water and 1 week. Yes.
1 week?
Yes, inside the water. This one for the rice glue, very strong. Easy to sew.
Oh, different kinds. Yes.
Stronger.
Ah, yes.
This one, after and water and 1 hour. This after corn or bread, very clean. This one, stew.
Oh, it makes it very smooth.
Blue. Step by step.
Now in the Waka they are eating their lunch.
Oh, yes. Where do you find silver?
We go from northern Shan State. Crush. We got a small pounder. And then that small pounder, melted. Like that.
And what is this now? Is
This
this?
is a silver and bronze mixing together.
Oh, okay.
Here take out like that.
You
Here is
must
take out.
crush it and then heat
and
it.
then we heat it like that.
Yes, yes.
This one is a silver and bronze mixing together. We need just pure silver with a nitric acid, and then we take out this one.
I see.
That is already beautified.
Huh, fantastic. Finishing my dinner, I had 1 fried egg. All eggs are fried, and a fried vegetable. It's very, very good. Doesn't even look like it's fried. It was fried in peanut oil, but it tastes very good. Doesn't show any indication of fried. I'd rather think it was steamed than anything, but it's not what it said. But who knows? Across the street from the school in this little village, and inside the complex where work takes place of the various trades in the village. Peanuts come in on that.
Yeah, we carry.
Yeah, and then throw them in here. Do they dry in here?
We dry in the ground and
Oh,
then
you
we
do.
put
Oh, then you put them. Okay.
peanut oil.
Ah, for peanut oil. Okay. So most of the houses are made of bamboo.
Yeah.
Not that one, but these. And then this is just some kind of, is this bamboo? What is this? What is this material?
Bamboo.
Well, that's also bamboo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poly leaves make up that.
Yeah, some are made of the zinc.
And then some are made up of the zinc. In America, we call corrugated metal. Yeah. 4 years you have to change.
And bamboo is every 7 years we change the new one.
Yeah. Oh, shower.
Now we are this longy wear it in here. In the shower time, this longy wear it in here.
Water come from?
Water we get from the well. In the rainy season, we collect the rainy water from the water reservoir.
Right.
But some year is rainy is a little. We don't have the rainy water. This time we get the water from the well, underground water.
Do you also get water from the roof?
Yeah,
Do you use that, or is it used for just trees?
use this.
The village that we're walking through has 120 families, 500 people. This electrical that we looked at earlier has been here 4 months. Before that, they had to use generators. Their water comes from a well now. They used to have to get it from the river, but it comes from a well donated by the Japanese, which was a nice thing to do. So this is a traditional home, which is still used.
This is a sleeping room. Sleeping room.
Oh, yes.
And the upstairs is a Buddha room. We can separate.
The Buddha room?
Yeah. This
Okay.
one small room is for the lady room, for repair the makeup and for changing the wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Also the lady, she can put inside the bed. The house style is like
Plant comes in like that. Okay.
Already take out the peanut. The peanut is we are fried, we can eat it. Also we making the peanut oil, and the plant is we are chopping, and then we feeding for the cow.
Right.
We chopping. Yeah.
Ah, look
Some
there.
people
Fresco.
are drinking like that juice. Some are cooking the curry. Some are applying the skin for the smooth. Also good for the stomach. And some people are making the shampoo, body lotion.
Yes.
They're making the cosmetic very useful, making everything.
Huh.
Yeah. So good.
This little hump right here, it keeps the water out here, I guess,
Yeah.
instead of inside the property.
Yes,
Cotton.
we are making the clothes
This,
and
this is cotton?
yeah, cotton. We are making the clothes. You saw?
Yep.
Yeah. The plant is we made for the fence, and this cotton plant is we don't need to buy. We grow it in the field. We get from the field and
For what?
for the pitlu. We put it inside the pitlu.
Oh, in the pillow.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is the best quality.
Oh, I'll
For
be
the
darned.
pitlu is the best quality.
Do you use that cactus for anything?
Yeah. Cotton is we make a fence.
Yes, I've seen
The
that.
Asian people all over the sesame plant.
Cotton
Yeah,
plant. I'll be
this
darned.
peanut plant.
Oh, yes.
Have a sip.
This young lady is making the frames that you see right here. Again, very, very detailed, precise, labor-intensive work. There's some glue and little pieces of the bamboo.
This now I'm making for like that. Inside the photo.
Oh, yes. Very clever.
So you take it easy, like that.
Yeah.
Inside the food for the corn.
Oh, yes.
Corn food is we grow it in the rainy season, and then we chop it by machine, and then we store it inside for the whole years. We drying in the ground like this. Inside
Okay.
the sesame plant, we are drying. The ground is a counter and the water mixing. We put the ground. Yeah. This a line. The line. And then we put the bitter nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we put some alcohol and tobacco. This is tobacco. And this is tobacco.
Oh, tobacco.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want to try?
No, thank you.
After we make like this.
Huh.
And then we put it inside the plastic. Maybe 1, 2 piece, 2 piece, and 5 piece. We make it like this, and then we put it inside.
To sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then people put that in their mouth.
Yeah. The red stick.
Huh. Oh, this is shurut? Shurut?
This charu. This is a corn heart.
Ah, yes.
And you see inside, these are the from the pantry or the branches.
Uh-huh.
Pantry or the branches and tobacco leaf. Missing.
Okay.
And then we put it inside the corn lid. After we can like this. This Zika is a very big, but not stronger because you see the pago is a little. Most are pantry or the branches. Yeah, how to make the lady she will be show you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you have a look. After you can get the present something. Yeah.
Give her a
If
present.
you want.
Give her a present.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want.
I only have money. Is that okay?
Huh?
Shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, what you want? Đi mẹ đấy. No, no. Hold. Show me. I want to see.
Vô chợ.
Mình đã dùng tiền là giàu bị à? Giàu bị. Bao nhiêu giàu bị à?
Well, it's okay. I'll watch you. Decimo. Decimo.
It's a green tea.
Ah, decimo.
Hot. You are careful.
Okay.
Fine.
I wait till it cools off a bit.
Also, roasted peanut.
Ah, thank you. But I have camera going, so I have to keep my hand like this for this.
Oh, yeah. Nhiều da nhiều.
Không được là vậy.
So this is a traditional
Yeah.
cherut that the Burman talks about. Not the machine one.
Sa đi cũng có nhận đi theo sao? Nói bọn mình phải dành nhìn.
No, thank you. Interesting. It's for me? Oh, thank you, thank you.
Present for you.
This is my friend's home, and she and her husband and her daughter will move in next week. Now they live in the traditional way with her parents. You remember when we were near that commercial hotel right there that looks like a modern stupa? We were probably to the right of it, and then came down this way past those till we got to the white one, and then probably over in there somewhere is the little village I stopped at, and then I've migrated down along this direction until I found this large hill here, so rare to be seen. I'm on it now. It may be an old temple that is just degenerated to this point, although I've not seen anything like it elsewhere. So where I'm going, I don't know, but we have two very pronounced buildings that I will migrate to, and it may be that I've been to them already, I just don't know. I continue my pan around, now probably looking to the south or even slightly southwest, and now a little bit to the west. You can see there's still another pretty substantial place. Whether I've been to it or not, I don't know. I think that may be Suleiman that I was at yesterday. Okay, Pya-Tha-Da, place I was looking for, we are here. We'll take a quick run around the inside. Far less novel than most that we've seen, because it's almost devoid of anything on the walls. Interesting how complexity and attributes and reverence for and all that stuff seems to vary so much. I'm guessing that the reason that this cavity is open is because there's been an earthquake that's taken out everything in front of us here. Upstairs in this one, that's a redeeming benefit, trust me. So I believe what we've just walked up, or the upper part of it, used to be inside, and now because it's collapsed away, It's outside. And we'll orientate off that hotel's tower. There's our white temple. I think those are called the Shan Mountains back there. Now, at night time or in the sunset, this would be far more interesting, but I don't want to navigate out of here after the sun goes down. I'll go online and borrow somebody else younger and more courageous's YouTube video for that if I need it. Am I wrong, or does that little cluster of temples, the two on the right, appear to be leaning to the right? Folks down there grubbing out of the remains of that field something that they find of value. There's some sesame seed sheaves. Since we're up on top, I'll enter into this and see if there's anything up in this uppermost temple portion. Stones, maybe brought here by penitents, kind of like they stack them in cairns on the Camino de Santiago to be here, but it appears that those are little platforms where candles may have been placed. They used to be able to go even higher. If my orientation is correct, we're going to go to that shiny temple and then angle slightly to the left of it and go beyond it to get to where I'm trying to get to, which is... The shiny one is this one here that looks like Kyiin or something. I can't see it without my glasses. And then we're going to try to navigate from there over to Mya Zedi, which is to the left of that and down a ways. For the last several miles I've been navigating these sand roads or dirt roads with alternating sand traps that will sometimes just have to get off and walk the bike with a little bit of power from the motor if you can. Thought this was pretty, so I thought I'd get a shot of this greenery. It's an adventure. You think you know where you're going, but there aren't trails that go necessarily from one temple to another. It's one of those circumstances where you use the trails, but you try to navigate by the sun, and then hope that at some point in time you're going to be able to see the temple or some sign that'll get you to it, or somebody that knows where it is. That's the shiny temple I'm trying to get to, I think. I was approaching it from about 90 degrees to my right, and I've been shifted around to this side on the road, so we'll keep going. The little village I popped into from the back. I mean, people live out their lives in places like this. You have to walk all the way down here and fill up the water tank. This right here. Tank, but a lot more work. With a herd of little goats. No telling where the man is. My best bet is that we started from up here, came to somewhere down through here, we got lost over into here, wandered back down through here, popped out in the back of this village, gone around here, and this is where I am right now. So it looks like I'm going to be able to come down through here and somehow my way along until there's probably going to be a sign down here somewhere, like right there. that tells me to go up to there. Who knows? Just have to go see. Okay, it looks a whole lot better from a distance than it does up close. And yet it looks like it's got a lot of potential if it were updated. Although this looks like a new structure here. Yeah, this looks like it's pretty modern, like all these buildings were built relatively recently. Don't know about the stupa itself, but at least you can see it from a distance. We can see that little one. Temple, and there's another temple off to my left here. I'll go see if I can see that. The bottom one is where we're going. Dhamma Yazika. Notice that Sulamani we went to, I think, on the second day. It's all in one big huge complex, and eventually following these dirt paths you can get somewhere. Some dirt paths are better than other dirt paths. This is the temple I have been trying to get to, not the one we just stopped at that was kind of not so interesting because it had some modern elements to it. Now this is impressive. This we will now go take a closer look at. You can tell that this is an important site because it's so well developed. An interesting structure. Of course, it reminds me of these other obelisks that I've seen. Nice old building. Reminds me of Chinese construction with these carved wooden thin boards, relatively speaking, as borders. This might be a meditation room for groups in the same way that mosques are used. I'm just guessing. But look how nicely this is done. It's a religious water feature, but not used with much water. Of course, it is the dry season. I'm going to circumnavigate the entire complex before I get up on the platform here. Go up on the platform. Still have to wonder how marvelous it would have been before the earthquakes knocked off what's called the plaster detail. And guess what? Some nearby temples, but smaller. I think these water spouts are new. I don't know. But interesting compared to the rest that are all terribly eroded because they sit right out in the weather. From that one, they're not carved, they're actually plaster. So for a stupa like this, instead of having interior corridors, what you have is 4 separate entrances to 4 separate chapels on the quadrants. Herd of goats. It's a pretty wealthy herd, probably the entire villages. Now I'm standing next to the monastery, and we'll go inside and up on top, since a man was very energetically yelling to those of us who were walking around the stupa that you could come up on top. Same position at the end of our day. There is about where we started. Towards the sun, I'll make a pan to the east. And then back to what you're sure to recognize. There is our white temple there that we visited. And there the hotel that we started at. And here, other temples, probably many of which we visited already. But you certainly get a sense of the immensity of this area. But imagine if 3 times as many temples were out in this pan that you're seeing now. And if you walk out there now or ride your scooter out there, you'll find the piles of rubble that to some degree support that idea. I'm going to do a tight look at the green areas so we can get a closer look at some of those far off temples, just to get a sense of their numbers and the variety of shapes. Imagine the work over the course of 300 years to create those. This is the long parade of monks in the evening as they either go out or return from their ritual of begging during the day. And notice how they're arrayed by height. Just walking around this temple to see if I can see anything of interest, and I can't really, except to notice that on these corners there are no ogres, or nor ogre flowers. A tremendous amount of lichen and moss and mold, for lack of a better term. That probably is what that black stuff is. What age this is. It's got a curious kind of a middle portion there as opposed to the corn cob. It's closed and video's not allowed inside, but you can't get in anyway. Remember that there were various eras or stages of design, if you will. We'll now visit these 2 temples down in the little town where you buy the lacquerware. There's a paucity of information on any of these places, except on the internet a little bit. The second one down my hit list. So this is where we are now, the second of the pair. Not only is it locked up, it is so seldom visited. There aren't even any hawkers here. And they normally will hang out even in the least populated places. But here we have a large inner entryway, if you will, and then back in further, in his own large niche, is another Buddha. These look like Vishnu-type characters on the right and left, but they may be gnats. Gnats meaning part of the local spirit religion, if you will, that also protect the entrance to a Buddha site. Nothing novel that I'm seeing, but that's what we're looking for. Remember that my obsession with seeing all the temples I can is as an excuse to ride around on the scooter and to hopefully find other experiences. I think we've seen this much of this level tier cement work, if you will. Just this small detail. Nor a corner like this. It looks like a series of flowers, doesn't it? This is kind of novel. I haven't seen this before. If you were a young archaeologist carving out your career, you could well start here and die here 50 years later. Here we see a piece of cornerstone that sits in exactly the same position that the man yesterday was telling me they normally used the limestone for because it was so solid a construction element at the corners where it was so critical. This appears to be exactly that same design, only brick covered with plaster. So a little bit suspect on that one. Where we are here is Alo-daw. I've seen it. I stopped en route to Milo, which you can see up to the left and up. We may take that route up just for the fun of going through the dirt trails again. When I stopped here earlier, that building beyond, that gray car, they were cleaning debris out from around the side. This is part of that continuous, incremental, very simple restoration of this whole area. Close enough to the tourist activity to have this nice piece of red carpeting here. Color work. A lot more richness in here. Why, I don't know. Murals protected by glass, which is good. And notice there's writing in there. Wouldn't it be fun if there were small captions to tell us what it said? Notice that these may be symbolic of the umbrellas that we've seen in some of the temples. 2 large ones, 2 small ones. I don't know what all these blankets are for. I stopped to look at this building because it's so Japanese looking in wood. And I'd also seen some structures yesterday that had just bases for pillars like you see there. In a Roman temple area, it'd be called peristyle design. In other words, a whole army of pillars that held up or didn't hold up a roof. But I'm also curious about these 2 massive stairways here. They seem to suggest that there was once a large temple here that was completely raised, and then this wooden building put up. Quite possible, but I don't know. You can see the height of this stair here is higher than this building, which again leads me to believe that once there was another structure here. A house-like structure also grabbed my attention for the same reason. It appears to be out of wood except for the metal. And I wonder what those little pointy posts are symbolizing here. And there are some sandals outside, so maybe it's a hold and offering there, but there is somebody inside. Anyway, this looks very Japanese, Chinese. Again, with this dilapidated building, you can see that same idea of the 2 stairways and then this building that's put in at, it looks to be a little bit higher elevation than the stairways. There's a pretty old temple beyond those oxen with some Naga type characters protecting it. This is an interesting old obelisk. And here looks like baskets sitting on 3 posts designed to protect what might have been and may still be little tree seedlings, although they look dead. On here is school. I think we're entering into probably one of the literal neighborhoods of this area of Old Bagan. And Old Bagan is Old Bagan because the authorities moved most of the people out of some of the key temple areas down to the new city of New Bagan. Here's another more successful effort at protecting the plant. Now I'm stopping just to pick up some little tidbits that I ignored looking for the big tidbits. I want to take a look at this one over here a little closer because it's actually cute. Reminds me of the person who said, I don't have as much money as those big guys have, but I got enough to recreate in a small form the visions that they had. Of course, the Burmese, being short, can get through that archway quite normally. Kind of cute, isn't it? There's a passageway through the wall. What's interesting about this wall is it is a 9th century wall, although I don't know what portion of it is. Very few structures of that age go unmodified for long. We have to wonder what this long platform was for. Notice that pole for measuring the depth of water in this catchment here. And so many of these, I don't know which ones I've been in. I don't think I've been in here because I don't think I've climbed up, and I would have. Can't go very high in this one, but we'll see what we can see. Oh, seems to look like the cover of a sci-fi magazine with those are either buildings or a spaceship way off in the distance. Interesting water spouts. Made out of wood, probably here mainly just to protect the temple. Probably some kind of a monastery, but a kind of a pretty cupola on top. No doubt a meditation room. Grandpa and granddaughter. These are well preserved.
It's a land.
Voilà, ici, là, il y a... Allez.
I've seen at several sites how she even got up those stairs. Amazing. She's got her foot wrapped. Very old, in probably their 80s from Switzerland. Somebody might have stolen these. Some of these are pretty mangled. I'm getting clips of just those that are pretty good shape. And everyone's favorite character. Notice this little device down here that's repeated over and over again. I don't know what it is, but that little hook reminds me of devices that you can use to attach to something.
And there were hundreds of whole pictures.
The last niches were up on that level that we walked around. I'll walk around down here and see, because there are niches, but whether there's anything left is a good question. About a third larger, I'd say, to maybe 40% larger than the ones up above. I wonder if they have a different theme, tell a different story. See sandstone used on several of these corners, but notice that even it's used on the ones where it hangs almost mid-air, so it's not being used for a structural purpose at all. Same with these two here. So I frankly think there's some suspicion to my artist friend's analysis. These look similar to some of the ones we saw earlier. Some of these have been removed to safeguard them in the museum. Some with fresh cement may either be fresh cement or a reproduction. Just a remnant of our friend. Notice all of these have a number associated with them. Sometimes it's inside the cavity where it used to be. Sometimes it's in the gap where a portion is missing. I think those are more of those little, no, they're a different kind of icon, aren't they? This looks like there's some character in the sky. I may have videoed this sign twice just to be sure. Remember, such stupas as this do not have corridors because they're not temples. They're a very pretty temple. Thai or Chinese, it seems. Thai probably more so. Chinese would have incredible displays of color, in addition to the colorful nagas on the banisters here. Just thought I'd walk around to the back to see what may be seen. More temples, of course. This monastery. Days of the week where I a believer, I would take my cup of water and pour it 3 times over this Buddha. This is the Abhayandana complex, and we're going to go back in and look at that temple back in there. Most notable thing we see here are a couple of lion ogres on the corners. They look like they're reproductions that have been placed there. I'm going to assume this is Kyiin, mainly because there's nobody here to dispute it and there aren't any signs. If you were Burmese, wouldn't you write Kyiin like that? This one is slightly novel only because it has 3 Buddhas in its main entry. And it looks like it has a very narrow core. Interesting where these sedimentary seashore stones came from. Here's a couple of gnats guarding the inner sanctuary of Buddha. It's a very high ceilinged room with that canopy. Notice the tall umbrellas. And each of these characters, both of them look female, have little canopies over them. These are older looking statues than we've seen. Quite different. The paintings on the walls are pretty well damaged. Almost indecipherable, but not quite. One of these few spots that has something that's pretty clear and nice. Doubtful any of the wall paintings would be worth restoring. I don't know if this kind of damage, and it's prevalent all over, reflects human damage in particular. This is mingikan, my last stupa to visit intentionally. This is an interesting big stupa because there's apparently no way into the interior of it. There's no apparent side chapel or anything. Around and look at some of the detail that does remain. It might have been kind of pretty, like a whole glazed rose or ribbons all the way around at different levels. This is the motif at the first level. There, the second level. Some kind of demon character. It's kind of indistinguishable on that one. Trapezoidal pieces, that one. And then these two that were all interchangeable so they could mix. Interesting, notice how those stones cantilever out probably quite a distance. Again, kind of defeating his idea of the value of the limestone. Notice there's one on top and one below. And my guess is that their benefit was their design capability. Notice as I pan up, the higher tiers, much higher tiers, have the same kind of motif. Whether they're exactly the same, I don't know, but why would you bother making them different? This side, which must be a little bit better protected, i.e. the non-sun side, you see almost a complete full strata layer up there. We're in this first tier, all the same platform, if you will, but there looks to be at least 3 tiers of those enameled pieces, then given the plastic that would have been on everything else, and if that were painted somehow or had detail on it, which you can only assume it did, probably looked pretty darn pretty. It'd be nice if an artist could recreate a substantial chunk of this so we could appreciate it, how much that would add to your enjoyment of each of these temples. It might make them more alluring. Moving on to taller temples and greener pastures. Walking here is like walking in southeastern Arizona in places where the ground is littered with red volcanic rock that's crumbled off the nearby landforms. Here, this is brick that's crumbled and spread out over time from the 10,000 temples that used to be here.